So you're thinking of moving to Alberta, just like the other 1 million people that are projected to move to Alberta within the next 5 years. Or maybe you're looking to relocate within Alberta, and you want to know which city you should move to. Well, in this video, I'm going to compare Lethbridge versus Red Deer, and I'm going to rank these cities out of 7, so by the end of this video, you should have a better understanding of the differences to see which city would be better for you and your family. My name's Kurtis Hawkins, and I'm a realtor located right here in Lethbridge, Alberta. And I make a ton of videos about Lethbridge, and I have a monthly market update podcast, and I post home tours of all my listings. So if any of that interests you, be sure to subscribe. But anyway, let's get into the video. Lethbridge has a current population of 107,000 people, and Red Deer has a population of 110,000 people. However, Lethbridge has seen a significant population growth of 2.36% year over year, while Red Deer has seen a population growth of just 1.5% year over year. I do believe that the difference in population growth has to do with the two types of economies in these different cities, but we're going to get into that later in the video. But for this category, Lethbridge gets the first point, as Lethbridge does seem to be growing at a faster rate than Red Deer. Next, we're going to be talking about location, and they couldn't be more different than each other. Lethbridge is the most southern city in Alberta and is located just about an hour and a half to the US border. From here, within about a 2-hour drive, you can be in some of the most world-class outdoor destinations. You can be in world-class hoodoos like Redding on Stone, and within a couple hours, you can be in Waterton Lakes National Park to enjoy hiking, boating, and even camping. Not far from here is the Crow's Nest Pass, which is Alberta's last affordable mountain destination. And here you can find quadding, snowmobile trails, camping, hiking, mountain biking, and even hunting, and so much more. If you are an outdoor enthusiast, you will likely never run out of new places to explore around Lethbridge. Now, Lethbridge is a 2-hour drive to the closest major city, which is Calgary, and although Lethbridge does have a regional airport, it's about a 2.5-hour drive from Lethbridge to the Calgary airport. But it's not as close as Red Deer to Calgary's airport. Red Deer is more centrally located in central Alberta, and its biggest pro is that it's right in between Alberta's 2 major cities, which is Edmonton and Calgary. And in either direction, either to the north or to the south to Calgary, you can be within an hour to an hour and a half drive to either airport. Now, Red Deer is close to Sylvan Lake, which is a popular location for locals and tourists to enjoy the lake in the summer, for boating, for fishing, and even ice fishing in the winter. Now, around Red Deer, you are going to be surrounded by lakes like Buffalo Lake, Sylvan Lake, like I mentioned, and Gull Lake. No matter which city you choose, there is tons of camping and outdoor activities. But in my opinion, Lethbridge does have a lot more diverse landscapes to explore. However, Red Deer is slightly closer to the international airports and is closer to 2 major cities. So for this category, both Lethbridge and Red Deer both get half a point. With Red Deer being located in central Alberta, it is going to be slightly colder than Lethbridge on average, but you're really going to notice this difference in the winter. Red Deer's average winter temperatures are right around -15 with a high of -5, while Lethbridge's winter temperatures are closer to -11 with average highs around +1. However, the biggest differences between the two in the winter is that in Lethbridge, we are lucky enough to benefit from Chinook winds, which are west winds that come in from the west, obviously, with warm air and warm us up during those summer months, which means that in the winter, it could be cold one week and have those temps of -10, and within 2 days, a big wind could come in and warm us up to all the way literally +10. And within that same week, all of the snow melts and we're back to almost spring temperatures. Where in Red Deer, once the winter comes, it's usually there to stay. It will snow and you can shovel it off the sidewalk. It'll snow again. You can shove it off the sidewalk and it's just going to pile up all winter. And it's going to continue that way all the way until the spring. The average summer temperatures in Red Deer is about 22 degrees with an average of 10 rain days per month, while the average summer temperatures in Lethbridge are about 25 degrees with an average of only 5 rain days per month. And Lethbridge also sees more sun than anywhere else in Alberta, and we're blessed to have over 333 days of sunshine per year. So in this category, although it's pretty close, Lethbridge does win this category by having warmer summers and slightly warmer winters. So 1 point for Lethbridge. Before we talk about amenities, if you plan on moving to either Lethbridge or Red Deer, down in the description below is a link to sign up for auto email listings. All you have to do is enter your desired criteria, and the first email you get will be all the new listings that are currently available, and every email after that will be any new listing that hits the market so that you never miss one. Now, let's get back to the video. Lethbridge and Red Deer are pretty split here. Red Deer has 2 malls and a unique downtown that seems to be on the uptick there. However, if you want to see those big concerts or professional sports teams, you are going to have to drive to either of those bigger cities. Red Deer does have a public transit system. However, like most smaller cities, I have heard complaints that it's just not the most efficient, and Lethbridge is no different here. Now, Lethbridge does have a good mall downtown. However, it's downtown Lethbridge that has seen a big revitalization, and it's starting to become a city destination with amenities added like Festival Square. There's more walking and biking paths. As well, we've also seen anchor businesses attach themselves to downtown, like the Owl, where you can catch local live music almost every day, and Blanco Cantina that just opened up with Lethbridge's first rooftop bar. Like I mentioned, like Red Deer, Lethbridge does have a public transit system, but because it's so spread out, it's a very drive-first type of city. So for this category, Lethbridge and Red Deer still end up with half a point each. So let me start out by saying that Red Deer's economy is very heavily based in the oil and gas economy. So basically, when oil is high, the city's booming, times are good, and the city is growing. However, when oil prices are down, the Red Deer economy is highly affected, which is what I was alluding to earlier with the slower growth in the city than Lethbridge. As of 2023, Red Deer also has the highest unemployment rate of all regions in Alberta, sitting at 7.9%. Lethbridge, however, has historically one of the lowest unemployment rates in the province, which is due to our highly diversified economy that doesn't run on oil and gas. Lethbridge's biggest employer is Alberta Health Services, followed closely by the education sector, like the University of Lethbridge and the Lethbridge College. There is also lots of manufacturing in Lethbridge as well, and there's tons of agriculture that also feeds into our economy. With the employment rate in Lethbridge sitting around 6.6% and historically being lower than any other city, Lethbridge does win this category, 1 point to Lethbridge. When it comes to crime, Red Deer has some work to do. Red Deer has a total crime rate of 159% higher than the national average, and violent crime is 102% higher, and property crime is 178% higher. Though there has been some decreases over the last 2 years, there is still some room for improvement in Red Deer. Sorry to say. Lethbridge, however, has been plagued with being viewed as a very dangerous community, which I always thought was very politicized and way overblown. However, the stats are finally backing up what I've already known. So back in 2022, Lethbridge was actually ranked #1 in Canada on the Crime Severity Index. And near the end of 2023, it's actually found its way to being one of the most safest cities in Canada. And believe me, if you're coming from major cities like Vancouver, Toronto, or even Edmonton or Calgary, not only is Lethbridge going to feel way safer, but statistically, it's also going to be much safer than any other big city. So this one's pretty clear. Lethbridge gets another point. Finally, housing costs. Currently, as of filming this video, in 2024, the average home price in Lethbridge is about $380,000, which is up significantly from 2023 when the average home price was just $350,000. Red Deer's average home price is very similar and is sitting at $375,000, which is also up from last year when the average home price was $345,000. So we're following each other pretty closely here. Because these numbers are so close here, both cities split a point again. So there you have it. Now keep in mind that these points are pretty meaningless, but I hope you did learn a bit more about each city so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. And no matter which city you choose, I'm sure you're gonna love either one. Now, although I am from Lethbridge, my wife is actually from the Red Deer area, so we do visit there multiple times a year, and it is a great area to live as well. So if you think I missed anything about either of these cities, please leave a comment down below. And if you guys do want me to do other comparisons of other cities, please leave a comment down below as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you guys liked this video and want to see more, just hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye. That's enough talking for me.